Hello, YouTube and fellow resellers. This is Kevin the Stoic Reseller here, back at you with a what sold over the weekend. These are sales from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you're new here, I'm a part-time reseller with a full-time life that includes a full-time job, wife, and a full-time son. Let me just preface this, guys. I had 19 sales, 5 items below what I expect to sell over the weekend. I also had my thrift trip this weekend. And yeah, the thrift trip was great. Sales, not so much, guys. I don't really know. They're all over the place. The other day I had a $600 day, and it's all been downhill. I don't know, guys. But we do have some positives. But let's get her started. We had 19 sales, like I said, for $702.76. That's $36.99 per item, paid by the buyer. Average sales costs 29.8%. $209.42. Average cost of goods is went up 2 cents for this weekend, 9.82 for $186.58, leaving me $306.76 of total profit. But then you got to pay the 15% taxes to the Denver Broncos overlords who decided to beat the Chiefs today, $105.41, leaving me within my pocket $201.35 or 28.7% of total sales. Not the best ever. Let's put it that way. But I got some interesting sales. Let me give you a update though. So I've been doing the whole 10 D-list, 10 relist every single day. Obviously not the last couple days. I'm going to be finishing that tonight. But it's having positive effects. I'm starting to get rid of my the bottom of my inventory that I've had forever, and it's feeling freaking great. All right, guys. Starting off, Puma. Who would have known Puma would make it in my store? But this Volition America, really high sell-through rate on these golf polos. This sold for $22.47 and sold within about a week. Next is a personal item of mine. These are some Nike Tech pants. They had a stain on them. I don't know. They took a while. It took about 2 months to sell. But it sell for $22.47. Curious. I got those at Ross and just loved the color. Loved how they fit. And then I just forgot about them, never wore them. And at that point, guys, if you have a piece of clothing that you don't wear and you don't miss a bit, and then you find it, just get rid of it. Here is Outerknown. This sold within about a week and a half to 2 weeks. It's a waffle Henley long sleeve. Outerknown is a great brand, guys. I love this brand. One of my favorite. Sold for $29 plus shipping. My shoe sales are continuing. These are some Vans. I bought a bunch of these way at the beginning of the year. Paid $35, so it's not like I spent a whole lot. These sold for $60. Obviously took forever. I'm really happy to see them go. So, yeah, I'm running out of shoes, which is a positive for me. The next item is something that took about 3.5 months. These cool rider jeans or pants, canvas pant, whatever the heck you want to call them. I don't mind. I list these high for a reason. Sold for $35.97. Sometimes you guys just gotta wait for the right buyer. And then kind of bringing up on the next update, the sports betting is actually really good. I'm up about 20% or so over the last 3 weeks, and I'm just keeping going. You got to keep sticking with it. You got to keep being consistent with betting, learning every time. So we're just going to keep trugging along. I'm hoping to get to a point where that gets to what I'm doing right here. Next, we have Nike ACG. These are some awesome shorts. These were brand new at tags. I would buy these new and used. These sold for $45, and they did take about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. Yeah. So also something interesting. So I thought as I started getting more items in my store, because for whatever reason items aren't selling at the rate they used to, that my views would obviously go up because you have more views. And I don't know if that's the case, because my views stay consistent, yet my amount of listed items grows. So it's not in direct correlation, which is very odd. And it's not like I'm listing stuff that isn't going to sell, that people don't want. I'm not just listing shit. So I have to figure out if there's like a new algorithm, like eBay basically allows your item to sit viewable for, a couple days, 3 days, and then it just gets buried. So maybe that's the whole thing with this delist relist thing, and why people's views are going way up, people's sales are going way up, because you're getting that new placement every single time. We're just going to keep chugging along with it, guys. I found 2 of these. They were on clearance. These are some like Nike polos. Great size 3XL. They're brand new with tags. This sold for $29.97, and I have 1 more to go. I'm pretty happy with that. Guys, don't be afraid to buy multi-quantity things you find at a thrift store. Sometimes it turns out to be pretty solid. Vineyard Vines. This had this really, you can't really see it here. Had a really cool pattern on it. New with tags, obviously. This used, I probably wouldn't buy. Sold for $26 in a matter of about a week and a half to 2 weeks. Tracksmith. Tracksmith normally sells pretty quick. This took about 2 months to sell. Actually, it took longer than that. About 4 months, maybe? But hey, $31.47. It's an awesome brand. You're not leaving that at the thrift store. Guys, if you see that, pick it up. Here's a brand that you should just leave at the thrift store. This sells for a decent amount. Like, when you go to the store and buy this, it's like a $45, $50 shirt. However, the resale value isn't there because it just gets outclassed. I was testing the market just to see what it was like. And this sold once, got returned because I don't know. Guy I think said it was too big. Sold again, sold for $5. Took forever to sell. Alpine Design, guys, just leave it. Taylor Stitch is a brand you should be buying. This sold for less than it should have. It's missing the very top button. It's what it is. I missed it, but you're not leaving this behind. That's a very minor flaw. Can be hidden with a tie, or most people don't really button the top button anyways. This sold for $35 plus shipping, and it only took about 2 to 3 weeks. An Oakley polo. So I'm on the fence. I feel like Oakley is now very similar to FootJoy. Probably should just leave it, guys. Unless you get this for under like $5, then you grab it. But if it's over $5, just leave it. This took forever to sell. I mean, you're talking at least 7 to 8 months. Sold for $9 plus shipping. Happy to see it go. Gitman Bros. This is an awesome brand, guys. It did sit for a while. It took about 3 months to sell. Maybe closer to 4. Sold for $29.97. This line has a newer line called Gitman Pros Vintage. If you see the vintage underneath the label, those will sell in about the $50 to $60 range. But that's a brand you should be picking up as well. It's a little bit longer tail of an item, but it does sell. This is an icebreaker, like half zip, quarter zip. It's a zip. $40. Guys, icebreaker is still performing excellent. Little sneak peek. I didn't find icebreaker at all this past weekend. But I did find other great brands. So, but icebreaker is an item that you should be picking up at the thrift store when you see it, if it's priced right. As long as it doesn't have any holes, as long as it doesn't have, actually if it has holes, as long as it's like under $5, you're still going to get 20 for it. But yeah, it's a great brand. Just pick it up. Pretty much in everything they sell. Carbon with a K. The only thing you should be getting is the wool blends or the 100% wool. Anything outside of that, this brand is ass. This did take a long time because it's a wool blend. So maybe not the wool blend, but the 100% wool always sells really quick for around $25. I keep selling small little items that I listed like 20 hats and socks. It was just a bunch of shit that I had laying around. That sold. Stance socks, if you see them at Ross for like on clearance for $2, maybe buy them. But that did take a little while to sell. $12.72 plus shipping. I'll take it. Here's a Figs top. This did take a very long time, and it's one of the nicer collections. It's not your normal, like, regular scrub top. This is one of their more performance lines. Stance Guys just is not a brand that's doing very well. This sold for $21.22 and took a very long time to sell. Here's an item also that took very long time. Wow, what kind of English was that? This is a Patagonia, as you can see there. It's like a Capilene Henley thing. I thought this would sell a lot quicker. I've had this for over a year. Took an offer of $16. Took it. Wasn't going to deny that. And the last thing I'll show you guys is a vintage Levi's 517s corduroy in this nice black color. Sold for $40 and took about 2 months, 2 to 3 months to sell. Yeah, vintage Levi's corduroy, if you look it up, actually does pretty good. But yeah, that's it, guys. It was a pretty solid weekend overall. The Dolphins won. Thrifting was great. Sales were kind of poop, but the sports betting picked it up. Overall, not much to complain. We did some pumpkin carving. We did, watch some football. Got to play Fortnite with the son. It's been a solid weekend. But yeah, guys. Let me know what you learned today. Did you learn any new brands? Am I a dipshit for some of these things that I've sold? I don't know. Leave some comments below. Share my video. Like and subscribe. And until tomorrow on a What Sold in 24 Hours, rule the day.